Well, good evening, everybody. I'm a Baptist preacher. Let the church say amen. It's wonderful, first of all, Jim, to be here with you, to be here as a part, just to play a part in this inaugural event for the Georgetown Center on Faith and Justice. I like that also. And it's great to be here with Congresswoman Sewell, a child of Selma, reared right there in the center of it all at Brown Chapel, AME Church. When I think of that, I think of John Lewis and Bloody Sunday and the bridge that leads us to the possibilities of the future. Great to be here with Congresswoman Sewell and to be here with you, Reverend Wallace. We've been in some good trouble together before.
Indeed.
And I'm going to answer your question, but Jim Wallace is an evangelical in the best sense of the word. That is to say that he understands that faith at its best deals with the slavery of sin and the sin of slavery. That it deals both with soul bondage and systemic bondage, and that's been your vocation for so long. And I heard you were retired. I've discovered that you were rewired for such a time. And let's hear it again for Jim Wallace. What was your question? I'm kidding. Listen, seriously, what's going on in Georgia and all across our country is very serious. It is an all-out, unabashed assault on our democracy. And those of us who believe in democracy have to take up this fight. And so I'm deeply honored to be in this struggle with you, to fight for our country, to fight for our democracy, because I believe in democracy. I believe that democracy is the political enactment of a spiritual idea. This notion that all of us have within us a spark of the divine, and so we ought to have a voice in determining, helping to determine the direction of our country and our destiny within it. And there are many terrible provisions in SB 202 down in Georgia, but I'll just select one. One is the ability of partisan state actors to swoop down into local elections and without any good cause, take over the elections. Mm-hmm. And so I have a provision in the Freedom to Vote Act called the Preventing Election Subversion Act of 2021. Mm-hmm. And it would prevent partisan actors at the state level from swooping down and taking over elections. What we are witnessing right now, folks, is democracy in reverse. Instead of the people being able to pick their politicians, the politicians are trying to pick their people through partisan gerrymandering, through this ability to subvert elections, through this ability to have endless challenges. You can have in Georgia right now, based on the provisions in SB 202, your neighbor can challenge everybody on their street, everybody in their community, and all of those things have to be chased down, sowing the seeds of chaos in our democracy. And it is a moral question. It is an emergency, and that's why I'm so very focused, because I think that there are a lot of things we need to do in the Congress, this 117th Congress, but the most important thing we can do this Congress is to pass voting rights, and I won't rest until we do it.
Because as you just